Everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you. You know, we talk a lot about fun and games here, but today we're getting serious. Seriously rich. I was thinking the other day, what are the jobs that really bring in the big bucks? Not just a good salary. I'm talking about the kind of money that makes you go, wait, for real? So I did a little digging, a little research, and what I found is absolutely wild. We are about to dive into some of the most lucrative careers on the entire planet. Now you might be thinking, oh, I know these doctors, lawyers, the usual suspects. And yeah, some of them are on the list, but the details behind them are what's going to blow your mind. We're talking about salaries that could buy you a new car every single month. And some of the other jobs on this list, I guarantee you haven't thought about them. But they are quietly making people incredibly wealthy. So get ready to have your mind blown. We're going to count down some careers that might just make you rethink your entire life plan. Seriously. You might be watching this from your cubicle thinking, maybe it's time for a change. Alright, let's kick things off with a classic, but with a twist you won't see coming. We're talking about neurosurgeons. Yeah, the people who literally operate on brains and spinal cords. It sounds intense, right? It sounds like something out of a medical drama. And it is. These are the folks you call when things get really serious. They're dealing with tumors, aneurysms, complex brain issues. It's probably one of the most high-pressure jobs you can possibly imagine. One tiny slip and, well, let's not think about it. So you'd expect them to be paid well, right? Of course. But how well? The average annual salary for a neurosurgeon in the United States can soar to over $750,000 a year. Let me say that again. $750,000. That's not the top, that's the average. Some experienced neurosurgeons earn well over $1 million a year. That's enough to buy a very nice collection of tiny spoons. What do rich people buy? I have no idea. But here's the kicker. To get there, you're looking at a mountain of education. It's not just 4 years of college and 4 years of medical school. After that, a neurosurgery residency lasting 7, sometimes 8 years. That means you could be in your mid-30s before you're even a fully qualified neurosurgeon. You're basically a professional student for almost 2 decades. So while the paycheck is astronomical, the dedication is just unreal. Imagine telling your friends you can't hang out because you have to study, and you're 32 years old. It's a level of commitment that is just mind-boggling. You're sacrificing your youth, your social life, everything, for the chance to hold someone's life and their brain in your hands. So next time you meet a neurosurgeon, you know they didn't just earn their money, they earned it about 10 times over. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, sticking in the medical field for a second, let's talk about a job that's just as critical, but maybe gets a little less of the spotlight. I'm talking about anesthesiologists. You know, when you're going into surgery, you're probably thinking about the surgeon who's going to do the cutting. But who's the person making sure you don't wake up in the middle of it all? Or, you know, making sure you wake up at all? That's the anesthesiologist, and their job is insanely important. They are the guardians of your consciousness during a procedure. They administer the drugs that put you to sleep, monitor your vital signs, your heart rate, your breathing, your blood pressure, every single second you're under. They're like the silent DJ of the operating room, constantly adjusting the levels to keep you in that perfect, safe state of unconsciousness. If anything goes wrong, they're the first line of defense. It's a huge responsibility that requires an incredible amount of knowledge and calm under pressure. And because of that immense responsibility, they are compensated very well. The average salary for an anesthesiologist is often in the ballpark of $400,000 to $500,000 a year. Yeah, not bad for being the person who makes sure you have a nice, long nap, right? But it's so much more than that. They are physicians. They go through medical school and a tough residency, just like other specialists. They are experts in pharmacology, physiology, crisis management. So, they're not just the gas passer, which is a terrible nickname I've heard. They are highly skilled doctors who hold your life in their hands from the moment you go under until the moment you wake up in the recovery room. They're making sure the surgeon can do their job without any complications. They are the unsung heroes of surgery, and their paycheck definitely reflects the life or death nature of their work. It's a career that's both incredibly challenging and incredibly rewarding. All right, Let's get out of the hospital and into the skyscraper. We're heading to the corner office to talk about the Chief Executive Officer, or CEO. Now, this is the job title everyone knows. It's the top of the corporate ladder, the big boss, the person calling the shots. When you think of a CEO, you probably picture someone in a fancy suit, flying in a private jet, making deals that affect thousands of people and billions of dollars. And honestly, you're not that far off. The CEO is the ultimate leader of a company, setting the overall strategy, making the major corporate decisions, and ultimately, for the success or failure of the entire organization, it's their vision that guides the ship. They answer to the board of directors and the shareholders. The pressure to perform is immense. If the company does well, they get the credit. If it tanks, they get the blame, and often a swift exit. It's the highest stakes game in the business world. So what does that kind of pressure pay? This is where things get a little crazy. A CEO's compensation isn't just a salary, it's a whole package. You have a base salary, hundreds of thousands or even $1 million. But the real money comes from bonuses, stock options, other incentives. Total compensation can be tens of millions per year. Yes, millions, 10 million, 20 million, or even more. A number that's hard to comprehend, but it's tied directly to company performance. Increase profits and make shareholders. It's a high-risk, high-reward position. You need to be a brilliant strategist, a charismatic leader, willing to live and breathe your company 24/7. The path is long and competitive, but for those who make it, the financial rewards are almost unmatched. Let's go back to the world of medicine, but this time, we're focusing on something a little less life or death and a little more smile or frown. I'm talking about orthodontists. You know, the miracle workers who took our teenage mouths full of crooked teeth and with the magic of wires brackets, turned them into perfect straight smiles. I had braces. Did you have braces? It felt like a construction site in my mouth for 2 years. But hey, the results are worth it. Orthodontists are specialists within the field of dentistry. After finishing dental school, they have to go through an additional 2 to 3 years of specialized residency training just to learn the art and science of moving teeth. They diagnose, prevent, treat dental and facial irregularities. And let's be honest, in a world obsessed with perfect smiles for Instagram, their services are in higher demand than ever. Because this is a specialized field with high demand, the earning potential is fantastic. The average salary for an orthodontist is often around $250,000 to $350,000 a year, and many who own their own successful practices can earn significantly more than that. Think about it. Every patient is a multi-year treatment plan that costs thousands of dollars. A busy practice can be a veritable gold mine of correcting overbites, aligning canines. So while we might remember them as the people who tightened our braces and told us not to chew gum, they are highly trained specialists running very profitable businesses. It's a great career path for someone who is detail-oriented, good with their hands, and enjoys seeing the transformative results of their work. Plus, you get to make people feel more confident every single day. Getting paid a ton of money to make people smile? That sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. Now for a profession that has become more important and more recognized in recent years than ever before. We're talking about psychiatrists. These are medical doctors, and that's a key distinction, who specialize in mental health. They diagnose and treat mental illnesses, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. Their role is absolutely crucial in a world starting to take mental health seriously. Unlike psychologists or therapists who primarily use talk therapy, psychiatrists can prescribe medication. They went to medical school, biology, neurology, brain chemistry, and how it affects mood and behavior. They combine therapeutic techniques, medication management, to create comprehensive treatment plans. It's a delicate and important job, helping people navigate some of the most challenging experiences of their lives. Growing need for mental health professionals. The long road of medical training required means psychiatry is a well-compensated field. Average salary in the U.S., about $220,000 to over $300,000 per year. Specialists, like child and adolescent psychiatrists, can earn even more. It's a reflection of the value society places on mental wellness. It's a career that requires immense empathy, patience, intellectual rigor. You're not just treating a condition, you're treating a whole person, listening to their stories, helping them find a path back to stability and happiness. It's emotionally demanding work, but the ability to make a profound difference while earning a very comfortable living makes it a powerful and attractive career for the right person. Okay, let's shift gears from medicine to energy. This next one might surprise you. It's not a job you hear about at career day in elementary school, but it is one of the highest-paying engineering disciplines out there. I'm talking about petroleum engineers. These are the masterminds behind finding oil and extracting natural gas from deep within the earth. In a world that still runs on fossil fuels, their expertise is literally what powers our cars, heats our homes, keeps the lights on. Petroleum engineers are like treasure hunters, but instead of a map with an X on it, they use advanced geology, physics, computer modeling to locate vast underground reservoirs of oil and gas. Once they find a promising spot, they design the best ways to drill down and implement safe, efficient extraction. It could be a traditional oil rig in the middle of a desert or a massive deepwater platform miles out in the ocean. It's a job that combines rugged fieldwork with high-tech analysis. Because the energy industry is a multi-trillion-dollar global enterprise, those with the skills to find its most valuable resource are paid extremely well. Even starting salaries right out of college can be over $100,000. For experienced engineers, the average can climb to $150,000, $200,000, or even higher with bonuses and international assignments. The money is tied to the price of oil. When prices are high, pay can be astronomical. It's demanding. Living in remote locations, working on offshore rigs for weeks at a time, and dealing with high-pressure situations. But the trade-off is a salary few other engineering fields can match. They solve complex energy puzzles and are rewarded handsomely. So next time you fill up your gas tank, remember there's a highly paid engineer somewhere who made that possible. Let's plug into the digital world for our next high-paying career. Think about any medium or large company for a second. What's the one thing they absolutely cannot function without today? It's their technology, their computer networks, their servers, their data, and of course, their security. And the person in charge of making sure all of that runs smoothly 24/7 is the IT systems manager. They are really the digital backbone of the modern business world. They are strategists. They lead a team of IT professionals, planning, coordinating, directing all computer-related activities within an organization. They decide what new software, new hardware to implement. They oversee network security to protect against hackers. They develop the tech infrastructure that allows the company to grow and compete. When the entire company's network goes down, they're the ones leading the charge to get it back online. This role is honestly a blend of deep technical knowledge and strong leadership skills. You have to understand the technology inside and out. You also have to manage a team, a budget, and communicate complex technical issues to non-technical executives. Because technology is so integral to a company's success and security, a good IT manager is worth their weight in gold. They are the guardians of a company's most valuable asset, its data. And hey, that value is definitely reflected in their paycheck. The average salary for an IT systems manager often falls between $150,000 and $200,000 a year, with top positions at major tech companies paying even more. As companies rely more and more on cloud computing, artificial intelligence, big data, the demand and the pay for skilled tech leadership will only continue to rise. They are, without a doubt, the architects and caretakers of the digital landscape we all live and work in. Okay, we've all seen the TV shows about lawyers. The dramatic courtroom showdowns, the surprise witnesses, objection. It's all very exciting. But there's a type of lawyer that often works behind the scenes, away from the courtroom drama, and deals with some of the biggest financial stakes imaginable. I'm talking about the corporate lawyer. These are the legal eagles of the business world. Instead of representing individuals in criminal cases, corporate lawyers represent entire corporations. Their job is to advise businesses on their legal rights and responsibilities. Deals can be worth billions. They handle contract negotiations. They ensure compliance with government regulations. They manage intellectual property, patents, trademarks. Their job, help the company make money while avoiding legal trouble. It's about navigating the complex maze of business law to protect company interests. The stakes are astronomically high. A single mistake in a contract or a missed regulation could cost a company millions or even billions and lead to massive lawsuits. The pressure to be perfect, to know every detail, is immense. Corporate lawyers protecting huge financial interests, especially partners at major firms in big cities, are paid very well. Senior corporate lawyers often earn into the high six figures, and many make over $1 million a year when bonuses and partnership profits are included. It requires a top-tier education and an ability to work very long hours. But for those who thrive in that environment, the rewards are enormous. All right, for our next one, we're taking to the skies. This is a job that many of us dreamed of as kids. Travel. Incredible views. A whole lot of responsive A380 on international routes can earn an impressive salary. The calm voice over the intercom, the ability to fly a massive multi-million-dollar machine across continents. But being a pilot is so much more than just looking cool. It's an incredibly demanding and highly technical job. They are responsible for the safety of hundreds of passengers on every single flight. Before they even take off, they're conducting extensive pre-flight checks, analyzing weather patterns, and calculating fuel requirements. In the air, they are constantly monitoring the aircraft systems and navigating through complex airspace. It requires sharp focus, quick decision-making, and the ability to remain calm in any situation. To becoming a pilot for a major airline is a long one. It requires hundreds and eventually thousands of flight hours, rigorous training, and multiple certifications. Many pilots start out as flight instructors or flying for smaller regional airlines to build up their experience. But once you make it to a major international carrier, the pay becomes very, very good. And it's all about seniority and the type of plane you fly. The bigger the plane and the longer the route, the bigger the paycheck. A senior captain flying wide-body jets like a Boeing 777 or an Airbus A380 on international routes can earn an impressive salary, often in the range of $300,000 to $500,000 a year or even more. They get paid to see the world from an office with the best view imaginable. It's a career that demands a lot of time away from home, but the combination of passion for flying, immense responsibility, and excellent compensation makes it a dream job for many. Last, but certainly not least, we're heading to the fast-paced, high-stress, and unbelievably lucrative world of finance. This is the career that movies are made about. We are talking about investment bankers. These are the financial wizards who help companies raise money, and they make a ton of it. What do they actually do? In simple terms, they act as middlemen. IPOs, investment bankers run that whole process. Issuing bonds, they help big corporations raise money. Mergers and acquisitions, they advise on massive deals. Working alongside corporate lawyers, financial strategists, deal makers. This world is not for the faint of heart. The work environment is legendary for being intense. 80-hour work weeks, 90-hour work weeks, 100-hour work week, high expectations, living in the office, fueled by coffee, fueled by takeout, all to close the next massive deal. It can burn people out very quickly. So why do it? The money. Compensation is structured around bonuses. Those bonuses can be astronomical. First-year analyst base salary, around $100,000. Year-end bonuses, 50%. Year-end bonuses, 100%. And it goes up from there. Senior investment bankers, the managing directors, can earn millions of dollars a year. Bonuses many times their base salary. One of the fastest ways to accumulate incredible wealth if you can handle the pressure. And there you have it. 10 careers that come with some seriously jaw-dropping paychecks. Quick montage of all 10 careers, from saving lives in the operating room to making billion-dollar deals in the boardroom. The paths to wealth are so varied and fascinating. I mean, who knew that orthodontists were quietly making that much bank? The insane hours and even more insane bonuses of an investment banker, it really makes you think about the value we place on different kinds of expertise and the sacrifices people make to get to the top of their fields. So, now I have to ask you, which one surprised you the most? Neurosurgeon salary, pilot's high-flying income, or something else entirely? Let me know down in the comments. I read them all. I'm genuinely curious. Did we miss any high-paying careers you know about? Drop them in the comments. Maybe we'll do a part 2. This was a lot of fun to research. If you had fun or learned something new, hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. More fun stuff coming your way. Thank you for hanging out. It was a blast. I'll see you in the next one.